All righty. So I got to come off of that. Okay. All right. So let me get started. My name is Tammi Morrison. This is my day 2 of my Discovering You Masterclass. I am super excited to be here. Let me share this thing into my group right now. Discovering You. All right. Okay, so I'm super excited to be here. I am just ecstatic for this particular masterclass. So with this series, it's just been a labor of love for me. I have just truly enjoyed putting this on. So today I'm going to start off with a daily healing card that I pulled for us. So this daily healing card is called, says, make clear, calm thinking your goal. And it's just this little card like this. And they look like this on the front. But they're cute as they can be. They come in like this. So they're just cute little daily healing cards that I pull every day. And today's card said, make clear, calm thinking your goal. And I think that is perfect for our masterclass. It just actually set the tone. So today we're going to be talking about discovering you in terms of your spiritual gifts. And we're going to cover the spiritual gifts and talk about them. And then we have more time, we'll talk about some other stuff, but I know that that is like a lot. And I really did not want to overwhelm you, but I'm going to cover what the main spiritual gifts are, as well as some of the other little side extra ones. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. Well, I thought I was. Hang on. Okay. All right, here we are. Okay, so sharing my screen. Spiritual gifts in everyday life. So the thing about spiritual gifts is we all have them. We all can utilize them many times. Yes. Yes, I still do. Yes, and I've been trying to reach you for this hair. But, you know, anyway, love you anyway. But I need to get this hair done. So I've been trying to reach you, but you know, you're hard to get up with. But anyway, I am wanting to talk about these spiritual gifts in everyday life. So there are 4 main spiritual gifts: clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairaudience, and clairsentience. Clair means clear in French. So everyone has spiritual gifts, classically known as psychic abilities. Write this down and put it in a conspicuous place and repeat it to yourself. I live in a divinely inspired universe. I have nothing to fear. I trust in myself. And when I do so, I trust in the very wisdom that created me. So now that's important. Make sure you take that down. If you want to do a screenshot of it, that is an amazing, amazing quote. And I absolutely love it. When we begin to embrace our spiritual gifts, we open up like a flower. So many times our spiritual gifts are just waiting there to be cultivated and to be opened up, because we typically already have those gifts in operation. We just don't know it. So many times what happens is we need to begin to consciously use those gifts, consciously manifest, consciously listen and hear. So I'm going to getting ahead of myself. Let's move on forward from that. So the first gift that we're going to talk about is clairvoyance. So clairvoyance is clear seeing. Clairvoyance is the psychic power or ability to see objects, animals, and people despite distance involved. So typically you can see, you have what old people used to call clear sight. So you have the gift of sight. That's what they used to call it, the gift of sight, because you can see things. Clairvoyance can also pick up on past and future events. Clairvoyance is often used as a general term that includes other extrasensory visual abilities such as telepathic communication and perception, prophetic visions, and lucid dreaming. So all of those things typically fall under clairvoyance. So now if you are thinking and you're considering that you are clairvoyant or that you have that as a gift, one of the tests that you can, some of the things that you can test yourself to see if you have a detailed and vivid recollection of things that happen. So if you're that person that you can always recall something that has happened, then you may be clairvoyant. If you sometimes see flashes of light, shadows, orbs, or images, that is another tip that you could be clairvoyant. If you love looking at art, photographs, or going to museums, and that's me. I love going to museums. Matter of fact, I'm planning a trip to one where I live now because I haven't been. I'm new to this area, and so I wanted to go to a museum once everything opened up. And so here we are. If you daydream or you dream vividly at night, typically you're clairvoyant. If you can easily see pictures and images with your eyes closed or open. So like if you, because one of the intuition exercises that I do is if you will look at something, say you like, look at this pen, and you see all the stuff on the pen, you know, you see the words, you see that it's silver and purple. And if you were to look inside, it was blue ink and all that kind of stuff. So you look at that and then you close your eyes and then you recall what the pen looked like. And if you can recall words, or you can, you know, recall the shape of it, the colors of it, you know, all of those things. And so that is typically what clairvoyance is. Clairvoyance is powered by the third eye chakra. Since this chakra is physically located on the head, blockages can manifest as headaches, issues with sight or concentration, and hearing problems. People who have trouble listening to reality, who seem to know it all, or who are not in touch with their intuition may also have a block. When open and in alignment, it's thought that people will follow their intuition and be able to see the big picture. So if you can see the big picture, then more than likely you are clairvoyant. Claircognizance. So claircognizance is that little notion that you get when you know something, but you don't know how you know it. That's claircognizance. And lots of us have that, especially mothers typically are really, really good with that because we tend to know, you know, what our children are doing, how they're going to act sometimes. And, you know, we of course don't know how we know it. We just know. And, you know, I call that Mother Claire. All right, let's see. Moving on to, let's see, where are we at? Okay. How it works. Claircognizant people are usually known as know-it-alls simply because they know things. They don't even know how they know them. There's a deep sense of knowing inside. When you are at work and you automatically know something, oftentimes you'll get an aha moment. The answers to problems and questions will just bing, pop in your head, and you will instantly know that it is right information. What is really happening is that your spiritual team is passing on information to you. These people that are claircognizant typically say, I know. You'll hear them say, well, I know that, and I know that, and I know. And so that is one of the things that, you know, could say that they were claircognizant. And so some of the tests for claircognizance is, I know things sometimes instantly. So if this is something that you are saying, then you know things sometimes instantly. I get lots of inspiration from out of the blue. So if all of a sudden something just starts hitting you and you just start getting this information, then you could be claircognizant. If I'm always thinking of new ideas and enjoying writing. So if you're a writer, you love to write and ideas just come to you left and right, they just come to you, then you are claircognizant. If sometimes you know what others are thinking, like people around you or people in your arena, in your area, if you just know what they're thinking, all of a sudden you just know, you just pick it up. You could be claircognizant. So let's see. All right. Claircognizance is powered by the crown chakra. The crown chakra is linked to every other chakra and therefore every organ in the system. And so it affects not just all of those organs, but also our brain and nervous system. It is considered the chakra of enlightenment and represents our connection to our life's purpose and spirituality. Those with a blocked crown chakra may seem narrow-minded, skeptical, or stubborn. When this chakra is open, it is thought to help keep all other chakras open and to bring the person bliss and enlightenment. As these are all energetic centers of the body that correspond to feelings, one of them probably resonated with you as you were reading. A different one may resonate with you tomorrow. It's likely that one resonates with you more than any others as a continuous problem, a chakra where you often deal with blocks. Other blockages may pop up every now and then. In the chakra system, the patterns have specific terms and there are recommended treatments. So clairaudience, and this one is one of my favorites because it is one of my strongest clairs because I hear spirit all the time and I have since I was a child. So clairaudience is when you hear things other people don't necessarily hear from spirit, then you're experiencing clairaudience. Sometimes it can sound like your voice. Sometimes it can sound like your teacher's voice. It can sound like your mother's voice or your father's voice. It can sound like for me, a lot of times I hear the voice, it sounds like my grandmother, and probably because she was the closest person to me in life. And so sometimes I hear things and it sounds like her voice, and she has long, passed on from here, transitioned from here. So when you hear things that transcend time and space, you hear things in the distance, and you hear audible voices speaking to you. Someone who hears information from the mind, not the ears. Basically, it's telepathic info coming into the mind. And so we typically will recognize this. A lot of times people have been misdiagnosed as being schizophrenic when they hear the voices because they could be audible voices that you hear. Sometimes you hear it inside of yourself. So sometimes it's not actually audible, but it's more inside. It's really, really hard to describe, but that is really the best that I can do to describe that. So if you're clairaudient, and this, like I said, I'm in touch with this one because I love music and often hear it in my head. And so if you're clairaudient, that is something that can be happening for you. So don't get afraid, just relax and just breathe through it. And if it gets too loud, ask them to turn it down because sometimes that is what you have to do. So if you love listening to a great story or you always lend an ear to a friend, you could be clairaudient. If you enjoy listening to the sounds of nature, if you like, my husband calls them sleep sounds, rain sounds, water sounds, ocean sounds, mountain sounds, tornadoes. Some people like to listen to tornadoes, hurricanes and things like that. No. If you enjoy listening to the radio or podcasts, so if you like music or you like to listen to podcasts, or if you're like me and you like to listen to audibles, then typically you could be clairaudient. And if sometimes you hear your name getting called and no one's there, you could typically be clairaudient. So let's see, moving on. So clairaudience is powered by the throat chakra. As one would expect, this chakra is connected to our ability to communicate verbally. Voice and throat problems, as well as any problems with everything surrounding that area, such as the teeth, the gums, and mouth, can indicate a blockage. Blocks or misalignments can also be seen through dominating conversations, gossiping, speaking without thinking, and having trouble speaking your mind. When in alignment, you will speak and listen with compassion and feel confident when you speak because you know you are being true to yourself with your words. I was going to say because you know you are always, but it doesn't say that. You are being true to yourself with your words because you will speak with confidence and compassion when that particular chakra is in alignment. So do you see how the chakras and the spiritual gifts are connected, and they're all connected to you? innately, which is amazing to me, which every time I do this class, or I study these chakras and spiritual gifts and stuff, it just lights me up, because it just makes me feel like, wow, it is all connected. I think about Manifest, that show. It's all connected. It is all connected. And I'm here today to share that with you, to show you that it is all connected. Clairsentience. So clairsentience is the next spiritual gift, and clairsentience is all about feeling. When you feel things other people don't necessarily feel, then you're experiencing clairsentience. Clairsentience is a type of energy reading performed by especially empathic people. Not so much. When clairsentients sense other people's emotions, they will feel them physically. Clairsentient messages are generally more complex than pure feelings, and such input can offer valuable guidance when helping another person who is facing important decisions. So if you're a clairsentient person, typically clairsentient people do not like crowded places, because they feel strange and they feel, out of balance. If you sometimes know when others aren't feeling well, physically or emotionally. For me, sometimes I get a hit and I don't even know how that works. I don't know how it works. I just know that sometimes I get a hit, and it'll be like, I'll feel something, or it'll be like, I'll get a message, call your mama, or, call your sister and check on her, something like that. If you can feel when others are in pain on a physical level. So if you can feel that, then you more than likely have the gift of clairsentience. If you can walk in somewhere and feel the energy. And that is like the first time that happens to you, oh my God, or the first time you realize it, because I think that we always feel the energy. We just don't always realize that we're feeling it. So sometimes if you can touch something and feel a vibration, and so that happens typically too. I'm going to share an experience that I had years ago with clairsentience, actually, probably really almost all of them, but clairsentience for sure. So years ago, I am from Savannah, Georgia, which is on the coast of Georgia, about an hour and a half from Jacksonville, Florida. And it's a historic town. It is a town that they did a lot of the slave trade in, because it's on the coast, and it's one of the largest waterways in the, I was going to say in the country, but I think it's in the world. And so we have one of the largest waterways there. And so we got a lot of the slave ships came in right there to bring slaves to the port. And so what I found out was that when they brought them to the port, they have caves, and the caves are still there. And they still have the hooks inside of them where they, chain people together and hooked them inside the caves. And so the thing that I wanted to say was that when I went in the caves, because we went on field trips when we were kids, and we've all been to the river millions and millions of times. If you live there, you've been there, because that's the place to go. So anyway, when I went down there, I was just walking through the caves, and all of a sudden I just felt this, like a coldness. I felt just like a coldness in there. And I was like, what is this? And then when I started looking around, and I realized where I was in the place where my ancestors were tortured. And so I felt that, and I started feeling their spirits, and I started feeling the vibration of it. And that was the thing that, got to me at first, because I was like, okay, what in the world? But I started feeling that vibration, and I started feeling, I started almost like hearing them. I started hearing, like the screams and the wails and all of that. And then I started feeling, some of the anxiety that I know they must have felt, and the total, I think I say depression, but I know it had to be deeper than that, because they probably were at places where they wanted to kill themselves, because they were brought to a strange land, stolen from their country, their place, and brought to a strange land, and then put in chains. How would you like that? I know the hell I wouldn't. So that's an example of clairsentience for me, because I felt that when I went in those caves, I felt that. And then I also heard, so it was clairsentient and clairaudience. And I didn't even realize that until I'm talking about it now. But I remember that so clearly. And I remember feeling that. And I remember asking my grandmother about it when I felt that. So the clairsentient is powered, maybe you could have guessed, by the heart chakra. So blocks in your heart chakra can manifest in physical health through heart problems, asthma, weight issues. Typically, if you have congestive heart failure, it can manifest as a blockage. If you need to have a heart cath, if you have a heart disease, if you need a stent, or any of those other things that can happen with your heart, but even a heart, like if you need a transplant or anything like that, there definitely will be blocks there in the heart chakra. And blocks are often seen even more clearly through people's actions. People with heart chakra blocks often put others first to their own detriment. It's the middle of the 7 chakras, so it bridges the gap between our upper and lower chakras. And it also represents our ability to love and connect to others. When out of alignment, it can make us feel lonely, insecure, and isolated. And so that is one of the things that the heart chakra can do. So some little known clair gifts are clairgustance, having clear tasting. Someone can taste something that isn't really there. For example, someone tastes chocolate, but he is not actually eating any chocolate. Yes, and so I had an experience like that where I desired to have some coconut ice cream, and all of a sudden I started tasting coconut ice cream. It was just so neat. But then guess what? I didn't have all the calories, so that was a perfect. I didn't have to have the calories for the coconut ice cream, but I could taste the taste. And then there's clairaudience. Clairaudience is having clear smelling. Someone can smell odors that are not present. An example of this would be to smell some perfume or a cigar, but neither of these things is present in that moment. And so for me, I'm going to tell you, every time I do this alignment that we're going to do, the rose alignment that I'm going to do once we finish here, I smell roses. Every single time. There has not been a time that I've done that alignment that I've not smelled roses. Now, for me, probably because I love roses, because roses are my thing. I actually have some downstairs on the table, and it's time to replace them because I typically get a new bunch of roses every week. My husband usually orders those for me, and they bring them and leave them at the door because I love roses. I do. And it's something about having them in your house. It's just amazing. So how do you see your gifts? Now that you see, oh my goodness gracious, what is wrong with you, girl? Now that you know the clairs, how do you figure out which ones resonate with you? The best way is to sit quietly for a few minutes and start to feel the energies around you. Look at the area where you are at. Scan that room. Then close your eyes and breathe deeply for a few minutes and start to take note of what you saw in that room. See, this is the exercise that I was talking about. So can you see an item, or do you hear a sound, or maybe it's a feeling that's in your stomach, or a taste in your mouth, or a smell of something? So you see, in that sentence, I just went through all the clair gifts, all of them. Or perhaps you know something unexpectedly. Once you can identify how you felt, you are well on your way to knowing what your clairs are. This is the start to opening your intuitive side and will allow you to better understand the spiritual information you're getting as senses or intuition. It is how you interpret the energy as well as how you connect to the other side. So that's a blank screen, y'all. So meet our team. This is our team, y'all. This is me, the energy shifting practitioner, and my husband, David, the supportive husband. and he supports me in everything that I do. So I am truly, truly blessed. God has blessed me with that man. And I tell people all the time that my grandfather handpicked him and sent him to me. So I'm super grateful even for that. So takeaways. So what are the gifts available to me? Connecting to your intuition, stepping into consciousness. That is what I'm talking about. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Hold on, put my camera back up, y'all. Sorry. I had to take it down because I couldn't see. It was in the way of my screen. So anyway, I am so excited and I appreciate you being here. Oh, I didn't even talk about clairaudience and clairgustance. Let me talk about those. So some of the ways that you can tell that you have clairaudience is you can sometimes smell perfume when none is around. Or you can sometimes smell food cooking before it gets cooked. You can smell what someone is eating from over the telephone or at a distance. When hearing a story, you can sometimes smell something related to the story. Does that happen to any of you? And then I have clairgustance. Clairgustance, you can sometimes taste the food that others have eaten. Sometimes you get strange tastes in your mouth, i.e. smoke, tar, coal, etc. Sometimes you walk through the store and you can taste something on a shelf without eating it. And I can think of food and can taste a little of the flavor in my mouth. So if that's something that happens for you, then you could be experiencing clairgustance. So I'm super, super grateful for that. And I hope that that has helped you tremendously in your journey. And so right now I'm going to do the healing that I promised to do on each and every single day. So this is day 2. We'll be on day 3 masterclass tomorrow. Definitely catch me. I'm reading from Neville Goddard's Your Faith is Your Fortune. I'll be back on tomorrow to read from that again. I've already read from it today. So if that's something that you want to listen to, it is on TikTok and it's also on Facebook. It's on my page in the group I think that I have, but I think it's on my page too, yes. And on TikTok, it's on there too. You can go back and watch the replay of that as well if that's something you want to listen to and hear. But I'm going to move on into this healing. So I do energy healing, and I also do sacred soul alignments, which is what we're going to do today. And so these alignments are powerful packets of healing. And what I want to say to you is make sure that you are drinking plenty of water. Drink plenty of water after this, because I'm running lots and lots of energy. And so if you've ever had a massage, or you've ever been to the chiropractor, or you've ever been to an acupuncturist, it's basically the same type of energy. We are running energy through your body. And so you will need to make sure that you are drinking enough water so that your body can process the energy. Now, you don't have to take my word. You don't have to do it. You don't have to. Trust me. But the next time you see me, you'll tell me that you didn't because you will pay the price. So what I'm telling you, I know, make sure that you drink plenty of water because energy is moving through your body and it's going to be processing for a minute. Okay, so because these packets of energy are powerful and they process. So what I'm going to run today, first, I'm going to run the rose alignment because that is my favorite alignment. But I'm going to run a few alignments for us. I'm going to run the rose alignment. This alignment will immerse you in the beautiful high vibrational energies of the rose. This alignment will gently lift your spirits, bring you comfort, and help you relieve depression, anger, grief, fear, nervous tension, and stress. So before we do that, I want to bring you into the meditative space, take you to the heart of creation. And so I would like for you, if you are not driving or operating heavy machinery, to please close your eyes, join me in the breath. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Another deep breath in through your nose. And drop your shoulders and relax, and then exhale. And then take another deep breath through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with your eyes closed in a comfortable position, I want you to see, feel, or imagine a bright light coming down from the heavens all the way through your crown chakra, through your third eye, through your throat, through your heart, through your solar plexus, your sacral and your root chakras, all the way down through your feet, your legs and your feet, all the way into the heart of Mother Earth. And I want you to anchor it there. Take a deep breath. And then I want you to allow that bright light to come back up through your feet and your legs, all the way through those chakras and into your heart chakra. And I want you to expand it there and anchor it. Take a deep breath into it. And then I want you to allow that light to go all the way up, up, up through your throat, your third eye, your crown, all the way up, 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 up into the heart of Christ consciousness and anchor there. And I want you to feel that connection between the heart of Christ consciousness, your heart, and the heart of Gaia. And I want you to take a deep breath right here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want you to take that light all the way down, all the way down, all the way down through all of those chakras, the heart. And I want you to take it all the way down through your legs and your feet to an opening in the ground. And I want you to be in the center of it. Take a deep breath. And you're anchored there. And I'm going to run the rose alignment right now in Divine Love and Light. Create or change it. Then I'm going to run the alignment of magic. This alignment will clear any negative beliefs about Black magic as trauma associated with all forms of Black magic, bringing in the energy of pure white magic and any magical ability and knowledge that lie dormant or forgotten. This will give you the ability to create white magic anytime you need to for the highest and best good of all. In Divine Love and Light, create or change it. I'm running the alignment of releasing oaths, vows, and contracts. This alignment will gently release all oaths, vows, contracts, or obligations that are blocking your full abilities as a healer that you took in this lifetime, previous lifetimes, or timelines, or that you inherited in your DNA. In Divine Love and Light, create or change it. And I'm going to run Love Your Body Now. If I can find that one. Love Your Body Now. This alignment clears out any judgment, resentment, or even hatred and disgust you are holding for your body. Releasing it from your subconscious, as well as your cells, cellular memory, and DNA, will also align your vibration to unconditional love and gratitude for your amazing body. In Divine Love and Light, create or change it. And lastly, without least, I'm going to run the regulating metabolism. This alignment will release all of the beliefs, trapped emotions, and chemical imbalances in your body that causes your metabolic rate to slow down. It will help to regulate your overall metabolism for effective weight management. And then I want to speak to the energies that I feel in the room right now. I want to say that you are enough. You are enough. You are enough. And everything that you put your hands to will prosper. Everything that you put your hands to will prosper. You are a divine channel. You are able to transmute all the negative energies that are around you. You are a money magnet. You are capable of doing new things. It's time for you to show up and show out. Take a deep breath. And you can open your eyes when you are, oh, wait. Don't open your eyes. Let's anchor it in. Oh, I forget that. Anchor all the healing in, anchor into the heart and the higher heart, the mind and the higher mind, every cell, the DNA, the subtle bodies, the chakras, the earth star chakra, the soul star chakra, the heart of Gaia, their soul grid, and the 12th dimensional grid system. Creator, change it. Akasha, change it. Akasha, record it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now when you are ready, open your eyes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate this. This has been so amazing. I've truly enjoyed this masterclass. And as I said before, I'm offering scholarship opportunities for this. If you share out the video, not the video. Yeah, you can share out the video and tag me. That'll work. Share the video out and tag me. And the more people that share it out, the more times you share it out, will qualify you to win a gift at the end of this masterclass series. So I'll probably do a day. I may do a day 4. I'm not really sure. But tomorrow we'll be back here again for day 3. And it's going to be fire. It's going to be so much fun. Tomorrow we're going to talk about DNA activation. We're going to talk about meditation. We're going to talk about ancestors and guides a little bit. I'm going to share a little bit about that, because that is something that I feel like, you're going to want to know if you're on this journey and you're on this spiritual journey, especially if you're coming from religion to spirituality, because religion is so tiny and spirituality is so big. So again, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for joining me. This has been so much fire. I think I've enjoyed it as much as you probably have. And for those of you that are my replay viewers, thank you so much for catching the replay. I truly, truly, truly do appreciate you. So again, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I will definitely see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be reading from Neville, probably earlier. Yeah, it'll be earlier because I have a 1:30. So yes, it'll be earlier tomorrow, probably around 12 noonish. I'm going to be reading from Neville, Your Faith, Your Fortune. I may be able to finish it up. I'm not sure. Got to look at that and see just how many more chapters. But if not, we'll get to what we get to, and we'll talk about Neville, Your Faith is Your Fortune. I hope that all of you have been having a blast listening to it. I have been having a blast reading it. And this masterclass has been fire, and I appreciate all of you for joining me. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, weekend, whatever it is for you. It's still sunny for me, which is really weird, but I'm really grateful to see the sun where I live anyway. So again, thank you for hanging out and joining me. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your whatever it is for you, week, day, night, whatever. Thank you so much for joining. Bye now.